you ain't sweating like me, then you ain't working. That goes to all you heavyweights.
More than 5 years from turning himself into a meme,
I walk this earth like a god,
and in the process surrendering his IBF world title in meek fashion, Charles Martin is seeking the biggest win of his career versus Luis Ortiz, the former two-time title challenger. Coming into this fight, Martin is coming off a big knockout win over Gerald Washington. However, that was almost 2 years ago. His opponent Ortiz, reportedly 42 years young, has been similarly inactive with less than a round of action since being stopped in a 2019 rematch with Deontay Wilder.
I'm already I'm in my prime right now, you know, I'm at peak. So I don't believe in just fighting the lower level fighters right now. You know, I want the big fights. I wanna, you know, be out there, leave with a bang, be a two-time world champion. I just got big plans and big expectations for myself, and I don't believe that wasting that time is necessary at this point in my career and life. So that's the reason why, you know, I did not take, you know, a little tune-up fights and stuff like that. I don't need them. You know, we're ready to rock and roll, baby. Training camp's been wonderful. You know, just working hard, man. I'm used to it by now, so that's it, man. All I know is hard work. When I come in the gym, you know, come into these workout sessions, you know, I just complete it with 100% effort. A lot of guys didn't want to fight me, you know. We try to fight Dylan, we try to fight Andy, you know what I'm saying? We try to fight a few people, and nobody wanted to. So I give this man credit for, you know, taking the fight. They're gonna be shocked, man. You know, you know, I always had what it took, and now I'm just putting the main ingredient to it, which is the dedication and the hard work. I always worked hard, but really the dedication, man. You know, the focus and the dedication, and that's what it takes to be world champion, man. I'm coming to be world champion 2 times. Being a well-rounded fighter, you know, being able to do a lot more things and having more tools in my arsenal, you know. And yeah, man, just being disciplined, man. You know, being a disciplined fighter, period. You know what I'm saying? Inside and outside of the ring. I'm really not looking beyond the fight. So I'm focusing on this guy and getting him out of here, man. You know, that's all I see. When I wake up in the morning, I see Luis Ortiz. When I go to sleep, I see Luis Ortiz. So we're going to handle this business on January 1st.
So it's good to hear that Charles Martin is locked in and that he's focused, not looking past this fight. Before I go any further, I would just say I'm going to look to do a similar video for Luis Ortiz, focusing in on his press conference or press call comments. So don't worry, this is more a Charles Martin video, a Luis Ortiz video to come on another day. But this fight, it represents a massive opportunity for Charles Martin. The 35-year-old former IBF title holder, it's actually taken him 5 years to get back into any real position, and he's not too far off a title shot now. If he can beat Luis Ortiz, it puts him in line for a much bigger fight, closer to a title, not necessarily a title shot itself. Remembering this is an IBF eliminator, it doesn't guarantee him a title shot. The final eliminator slot, actually, that's held by Filip Hrgović, and Hrgovic's co-promoter, and see here on screen at Kalle Sauerland, he had stated just earlier in December that the winner of Ortiz-Martin will be offered the IBF final eliminator fight, and that will be the Monday after they fight, so on the 3rd of January 2022. But obviously, there's other routes too if they don't want to go down that IBF eliminator route, the winner. Whoever wins this could end up headlining another PBC card. And remember, PBC likes to keep things in-house, similar to Top Rank. They all want to sort of have their fighters big events and try to sort of the money go around for themselves. I mean, that's not uncommon in boxing, especially heavyweight boxing. So maybe the winner of this, if it's Martin, for example, could get the likes of an Andy Ruiz Jr., a Deontay Wilder, or there could be another option out there to headline a big card. Maybe the winner gets Robert Helenius. They could fight for his WBA gold title, as it were. So Martin, though, he can't really look too far ahead. That obviously is evident, and it's good to hear him in his recorded press conference call statement saying he can only think, live and breathe Luis Ortiz. Because it's certainly dangerous to be looking past Ortiz, especially because Ortiz, very dangerous. He's got knockout power, he's got faster feet and hands than Martin, and I think most are in agreement that Luis Ortiz has many of the advantages for this fight, especially on the skill front. And if it goes the distance, which that's a possibility, it's more than likely he'd be outboxing Charles Martin to a decision. But there are question marks about this fight, and for both guys. Both been out of the ring for a considerable period of time, and in the case of Luis Ortiz, he has not been in a meaningful fight since 2019, and he was stopped in vicious fashion by Deontay Wilder on that night. Ortiz, currently 42 years old. And it's probably worth noting, I think earlier this year we saw Manny Pacquiao, the great Pac-Man, his drop-off from 40 when he fought Keith Thurman to 42 when he fought Ugas, it was noticeable. Is it going to be the same here? At some point, all fighters, they do drop off. Although, having said that, Luis Ortiz sort of has a style that, he doesn't necessarily rely on his athleticism. It's largely a skill-based sort of strategy and style that he implements. Doesn't necessarily overexert himself. He paces himself well. But it is going to be up to Charles Martin to try to break up his rhythm. Make Luis Ortiz use those 42-year-old legs more than he wants to. And Martin, he does have the power to hurt Luis Ortiz. Ortiz, he can be hurt, and we've seen Charles Martin land some vicious shots in the past, case in point, the Gerald Washington fight. But it is going to be a much tougher assignment early when Ortiz is fresh. He's looking to counter with his own left hand, so Martin is going to have to be very wary of that. But if a guy like Travis Kaufman can take Luis Ortiz rounds, and that went basically what was the 9th or 10th round, Charles Martin has the skills and ability and durability to soak up a little bit of punishment. He can't take too many big left hands, but he can take this into the second half of the fight, I'm sure. I could actually see a situation where Martin is being outboxed early. He's tagged with some shots, some big left hands, and that will keep him honest and maybe keep him partly in his shell. But I could see him coming into the fight more and more as his older opponent begins to tire. So for me, this comes down to this fight. Where is Luis Ortiz at? Because, I think he's boxed at a higher level for longer than Charles Martin. But, if he does win, he's still fighting at a good level. But if he has slipped to any extent, then I can see a Martin win. And likely the method in that circumstance is a knockout. How do you see this fight playing out? Drop a comment, loud and often, hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.